Hello students, my name is Shiznace Antoniel F. Salonga. You can call me Ma'am Sha or Teacher Sha. So I will be your teacher at Music 8 and I would like to welcome you at Far East College of Information and Technology Corporation. Welcome to my virtual class. So for today's lesson, we are down with Quarter 1 Preliminary with the Lesson 1 entitled Southeast Asian Music. So before I start, I would like to show you or present the lesson objectives for this lesson. So I have 3 objectives under this lesson. First, identify the music of Southeast Asia. Second, analyzes musical elements of selected songs and instrumental pieces of heard and performed. Last, explores way of producing sounds on a variety of sources that would stimulate or simulate instruments being studied. Okay, so before I start, so I would like to share the Southeast Asian countries since we are in the Southeast Asian music. So we have 11 countries. So first we have the Brunei, Burma or Myanmar, third Cambodia, fourth Timor-Leste, fifth Indonesia, sixth Laos, seventh Malaysia, 8th Philippines, 9th Singapore, 10th Thailand, then 11 Vietnam. So, since masyadong marami ang Southeast Asian countries, we all magtatanghay lang tayo ng 4 na countries. And labas na si Philippines since yun yung topic nyo nung grade 7 kayo. Now, you are grade 8. Ang pinakapagtutuan na natin ng pansin are the Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, and Myanmar. Okay? So, are you ready to listen? Are you ready to learn? Great. So, when we say Southeast Asian music, first in the list is the Cambodia. So, this is officially known as the Kingdom of Cambodia, one of the most beautiful countries in Southeast Asia. It is known also as Kampuche. It was the center of the Khmer Cambodian Kingdom of Angkor, a great empire that dominated the Southeast Asia for 600 years. So one of the popular places here in the Cambodia is the Angkor Wat. So as you can see the picture, this is the first Hindu that subsequently a Buddhist temple complex in Cambodia and the largest religious monument in the world. So, makikita nyo lang ganyan yan pero napakalaki yan sa loob. Next, we have the Phnom Penh. Phnom Penh literally means Pen Hill. So, it takes the name from the present Wat Nom or Hill Temple, the capital and the largest city of Cambodia. So, the Cambodian music gained a worldwide reputation back in the 1960s until the dramatic political problems in Cambodia occurred. So, the art music is highly influenced by the ancient forms as well as Hindu forms. Cambodian court music is roughly similar to that Java, Indonesia. So, they feature choruses with large orchestras based on struck keys and gongs. So, Cambodian people also observed and adopted Indian, Chinese, and even European and other cultures to suit their own traditions and tastes that resulted in a distinct Cambodian culture. So, we have the musical ensemble in Cambodia called Pinphit or Pinphit. So, the Pinphit or Pinphit is a Cambodian musical ensemble or an orchestra that usually accompanies ceremonial music of the royal courts and temples. So, music is always part of their court dances, mass plays, shadow plays, and even religious ceremonies. So, this group is similar to Pipat ensemble of Thailand that usually consists of 9 or 10 instruments. So, papangalan natin yung mga ilan-ilan na ginagamit pag merong okasyon. So, we have the Pinphit ensembles, which is named Skortom and Sampor. Ito yung nagsisilbing drums. We have the Oneyat. Ito yung xylophone. Ching, pinaka-bell. Then, Kongbong, mga small din na gawa sa bronze. Then, so those are the most popular instruments na kilala sa Cambodia. Next country, we have the Indonesia. So, as you can see, malapit siya sa Malaysia, sa East Timor, and sa atin din. So, Indonesia is an archipelago in Southeast Asia composing approximately about 17,500 islands with over 238 million people. So, Indonesia is the world's fourth most populous country and is the fourth biggest nation of the world. So, through interaction with other cultures such as Indian, Arabic, Chinese, and European, the wide range of musical styles has been developed. So, today, the contemporary music of Indonesia is popular not only in the region but also in the neighboring countries. Yan, mga alam kong kanta ng Indonesia is yung Jai o Waka Waka, ganun. So, isa sa pinaka-popular places in Indonesia is located at Bali, named Borobudur. Borobudur is the world's largest Buddhist temple. So, the Borobudur or Borobudur is the 9th century Mahayana Buddhist, 10 Magelang, Central Java, Indonesia. So, Bali, Indonesia is an island of Indonesia wherein has a population roughly equal to Russia as of 2014, excluding the 3.7 million on the island of Madura, which is administered as part of the province of East Java. So, Java is the world's most populous island and one of the most densely populated places in the world. So, Java is the home of 57% of the people of the Indonesian population. So, the Indonesian capital city is Jakarta, wherein it is located at the western part of Java. Jakarta capital of Indonesian Jakarta is officially known as the Special Capital Region of Jakarta. So, the capital and the largest city of the Indonesia, and one of the most populous urban agglomeration in the world. So, yung Jakarta ay yung pinakamalaking city na makikita o meron sa Java, Indonesia. While the Yogyakarta city in Indonesia is a city and the capital of Yogyakarta Special Region in Java naman. So, Indonesia, it is renowned as a center of classical Javanese fine art and culture such as batik, ballet, drama, music, poetry, and even puppet shows. So, the Indonesian music scale has two basic kinds of music scale. So, first we have the slendro, which has 5 equidistant tones in octave. Then, the pelok. This is a heptatonic or 7-tone scale with semitone, both vocal instrumental music in Indonesia. This use slendro and pelok scale. So, the polyphonic stratification kind of melody is a result of a Hackett interlock. So, the interlocking is a common technique used in gong ensembles such as the irama. So, the irama is an Indonesian term for tempo. So, let's proceed with the Indonesian instruments, which is called as gamelan. Okay? So, the gamelan is known as the most popular form of music in Indonesia. There are many types of gamelan, but the famous Javanese and Balinese gamelan is the most famous among all of the types of gamelan. So, it contains a variety of instruments such as metallophones, cyclophones, kendang, gongs, bamboo flutes, and even bow and pluck strings. When we say pluck strings, ito yung mga just like sa atin, gitara, ganun, violin. So, we have the gamelan orchestra. So, as you can see, ito, ganyan yung pinaka-pwesto ng orchestra ng gamelan. So, dito yan. So, the vocal music is used the ornamentation of the gamelan. So, the orchestra is as important as the gamelan instrument. Kasi, hindi naman mag-work, hindi naman siya magmamaterialize kung wala yung mga tutugtog nito. So, the peasant then is a female soloist singer who sings with the gamelan. So, ang tawag again, peasant then. This is the female soloist singer who sings with the gamelan orchestra. Then, gerong refers to the unison male chorus that sings with the gamelan. So, yung tawag ng mga nagpe-play or ng instrument is gerong. So, mostly kasi yung mga nagtutugtog sa gamelan is mga lalaki. So, yung mga lalaki na yon, habang kumakanta yung peasant then na tinatawag nila, sinasabayan nila yon in chorus. So, aside from that, we also have the Balinese gamelan characters. So, the Balinese gamelan characters, this is used for sacred music, consists of the metallophone, mostly gongs. Then, it has a sudden change of tempo and dynamics compared with the gamelan. So, sounds are very bright and brilliant. And the Balinese gamelan is used fast and rattling sounds of cymbals. So, kumbaga, ang tempo and dynamics nito is mabilis na nagbabago at mas, kumbaga, mabilis yung pacing ng tugtog unlike sa Javanese gamelan. So, yung Javanese gamelan naman, ginagamit siya for court music. So, percussion dominated. So, ito yung mga, mostly sa mga drums. So, the style of playing gives solemn character. So, kung si Balinese is yung form of music niya is mabilis. Si, naman, Javanese is mabagal. So, parang pang sayaw-sayaw siya, ganun, pang sweet-sweet, ganun yung pinaka-form niya. Then, next we have the Malaysia. So, as you can see on the map, ganyan po kalaki si Malaysia at ang kanyang nasasakupan. So, the country Malaysia is a federation of 13 states in Southeast Asia. So, this is formed in 1963. Malaysia is a constitutional monarchy in Southeast Asia. So, this is divided into two regions, the West and the East Malaysia. So, West Malaysia is also known as the Peninsular Malaysia, while the East Malaysia naman is consists of 13 states and 3 federal territories. So, the Chinese and Indian culture influences made their mark when trade began in the country. So, trading is also increased when immigrants flocked to Malaysia. So, the country Malaysia is a multi-ethnic and multicultural, so which plays a large role in developing their culture. So, the constitution declares Islam the state religion while protecting freedom of religion. While the Kuala Lumpur is the federal capital and most populous city in Malaysia. So, we have the multiracial groups that influence Malaysian's music genre. So, we have the Malay, the Chinese, the Indian, the Iban, the Dayak, and 6, the Kadazanduzum, and then the Eurasians. So, those are the racial groups that influence the Malaysian's music genre. Then, Malaysian music is largely based around percussion instruments. So, it has a multicultural influence and is believed to have originated in the Kelantan, Patani. So, the region with a mixture of Indian, Chinese, Thai, and Indian influences. So, So, under this, we have the Malaysian musical instruments. So, the Malaysian musical the musical instruments of Malaysia are greatly associated with their culture and roots. So, due to colonization, the stages of development of Malaysian instruments are great. They share some common features with Indian musical instruments. So, may pagkakapareha. Kung pagko-compare nyo sila, parang halos magkamukha lang sila. Pero in terms of pangalan of their names. So, after the colonization of Malaysia by the British, the musical development was influenced by Western music. So, these are the music ensembles and types of performance in Malaysia. First in list, we have the Agung and Kulintang. So, as you can see on the picture, this is a gong-based musical ensemble commonly used in funerals and weddings in East Malaysia. So, this type of ensemble is similar to the Kulintang of the Philippines, Brunei, and Indonesia. So, ginagamit to pag merong libeng or pag may kinakasal. So, doon sila madalas nakikita. Then, next, we have the Kertok. So, the Kertok, this is a musical ensemble from the Malay Peninsula that consists of a xylophones. So, played swiftly and rhythmically in traditional Malay function. So, ito naman yung, kumbaga, tinatawag na xylophone ng Malaysia. Then, third instrument we have is the Dikir Bharat. So, Dikir Bharat, this is a type of musical form that is important to Malaysia national culture. So, hindi pala siya instrument. So, Dikir Bharat is a form of a group wherein they are performing or singing in a groups that often in a competitive manner, usually with percussion, instrumental accompaniment. So, meron lang siyang kasamang instrument, kaya nasali na rin siya sa instrument and musical of Malaysia. Okay. So, sometimes, yung Dikir Bharat then is pine-perform siya without any accompaniment of instrument. Wala siyang kasama. Purely performance lang, yung pagkanta lang ng mga performer. Next, we have the Silat Melayu. So, this is a form of art or martial art that is similar to Tai Chi. So, this is originated in the Malay Peninsula since the Christian era and is a mixture of martial arts. Dance, aside from martial arts, kasali na rin yung mixture ng dance and music that usually accompanied by gongs, drums, and Indian oboe or oboes. Bakit madalas ang accompaniment ng gongs and drums ay ng mga martial art is gongs, drums, and oboes? Kasi nagbibigay ito ng parang pinapakita nila yung bawat galaw. So, mas nakakadagdag ng excitement pag pine-perform ito ng mga martial artists, right? Kasi habang naggaganon sila, pine-perform or ine-execute nila yung mga different steps, is nagagawa nila, sumasabay sila doon sa music. Right? So, next country, we're done with the Malaysia. We have the Burma or Myanmar. So, the music in Myanmar has similarities with other musical traditions in the region, including the Chinese music as well as the Thai music. Well, probably because this is the longest land border is shared with China. So, si Myanmar malapit siya kay China. Kumbaga, border nila is China. So, Cambodia has the Pinphit ensemble, while Indonesia has the Javanese and Balinese gamelans. However, the Indonesian gamelans have singers performing with them. So, the Myanmar's musical instruments are categorized into two types. First is the loud sounding and soft sounding. So, when we say loud sounding instruments, these are performed in open air ensembles at ceremonies and festivals. So, most of the sangwang instrument belong to the loud sounding category. So, the The Saingwang is Myanmar's traditional folk music ensemble that is made up mainly of a different gongs and drums as well as other instruments depending on the nature of the performance. So, for more formal and classical performance sa Myanmar, that, that are performed indoors, so the ensemble may be accompanied by the saungguk, the national instrument, or the 13-string angular harp with soft sound. So, in Myanmar man, we have the patala. So, this is a Burmese xylophone, or the piano and violin. So, those are both introduced during the colonial rule. So, this is the songguk. Yan. This is the picture of the songguk Myanmar harp. So, that ends our lesson for the lesson 1 in Music 8. So, if you have clarification, you can just raise your hand and sabihin nyo kung ano yung hindi niya naiintindihan to clarify it. So, for your activity, since tapos na tayo sa lesson, if you really truly listen, in your activity sheet, in your module, I want you to write the words that describe the Southeast Asian music that starts with their letters, spelling out the Southeast Asia. So, for example, the letter S, magbibigay ka ng isang word or words kung ano mo ma-describe mo. For example lang ha, hindi siya related sa music. S stand for snails, kanon. And so on and so forth. So, ganun lang yung gagawin nyo. So, I will give you only 5 minutes to do that activity and then we're going to check it after the time. So, that's all. You may start.